Well, the day of the surgery, it's funny because we were just in little pods, like right across from each other.
Pre-op little section in the hospital, and so we're in there, and then right when they had put us in, I looked back and I saw the husband and wife. They were checking in right behind us.
Yeah.
Had you met them at all?
I knew of them. I mean, I'd seen them before, but I'd never like spoken to them. And so then they came through the hall and they went over to their little thing, and I'm just like, hey, they're here. Like, he's over there. Wow. And so it was just crazy. So, but then I actually officially met the wife.
They were in the same waiting room.
We shared the waiting room
All
together.
of our friends and family were there, and then his wife.
So I was just sitting talking to one of my buddies, and she comes around and man, it was one of those things, man. We just stood up and just hugged. And you could just tell, like, she was hugging me like, I don't even know what to say to you, but thank you.
They have kids?
It was, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it was just one of those things that you're just like, I mean, you can't read a book about that. I mean, you can't read someone else's story. You feel that, and I didn't know that was even coming. And then we shared the waiting room the rest of that time. It was about a 4.5-hour procedure, and that was the first time I'd actually spoken to her. And then when we met her husband, we were at a football game, and it was a SEMO football game.
It was like one of the first times I'd been out. I mean, I didn't go out for a long time because my recovery was really difficult.
It's hard.
And a lot. I mean, I went into it eyes wide open, but it was still. I had a really tough recovery. But I will say I'm 12 weeks out now, and I'm back to my old self. I mean, so in the scheme of things, you know, when people are thinking of all the things, even if it's 3 months of your life.
Yeah.
If God calls you to do it and someone's going to live,
Yeah.
it's still, but when you're in that, with the recovery part, it was a real test of my faith.
You know, Chantel, I remember you sharing how that it's as if you had a cesarean and you're very fit, beautiful lady, but that didn't even matter to you, that they cut you from one side to the other along with other laparoscopic scars, right?
Yeah, and the procedures changed a lot over the years.
Yeah,
I was
it used to be
telling
pretty
Debbie,
intense.
they used to cut from one side of you to the other. I mean, it was a really, serious thing. But for me, I mean, that's not a big deal to me. My worth is not in how my body looks as far as that goes, but seeing it was so crazy. I don't care about football. I don't care about taking my kids to a football game, but for some random reason, it's always like we're so random, but it's not. We went to the university's football game that was in our town, and we took our kids that day, and it was the first thing I'd done, gone out with my kids and my family. And I was talking to a lady. She was just pouring her heart out about something that was going on in her life, and I hear Eric kind of behind me, and he's like, wow. He's like, and I could hear him, and I was like, oh, wow. Oh my gosh. And it was really surreal. And when I finally turned around and I met him, it's a moment that I mean, I'm a writer, and I haven't figured out
how to even tell that.
Wow. What kind of health was he in?
Before, he was in a pretty serious situation, and he was in desperate need of a kidney transplant. And I remember I had a really tough time that 48 hours after our surgery, but they had sent Eric a picture, and literally like 12 hours after his surgery, he was sitting up watching Cardinal baseball.
Wow.
Yeah, the wife was it was just
going to the bathroom like it's no problem, which, when you have kidney problems, that doesn't happen. And he was like, I wasn't doing so great, but he was like a new person, and that's kind of how it goes a lot with transplants. Like, and
we later found out that, I mean, for about 5 years, he's been in he couldn't even describe the quality of life. It was awful. Just five years. I mean, just miserable. Uncomfortable pain. I mean, and his wife was like, you just would never know. He just doesn't complain, but he's miserable.
And he's like early 40s, right?
Yeah, about the same age as
me.
So
for this, I mean, it just radically, it does what it does when someone receives a kidney. It changes their life. I mean, they'll never be the same. And it's neat. He told us that he has 2 birthdays now.
Wow.
Like what you saw? Make sure to comment and like below. Hit that subscribe button for more content uploaded weekly.